Well, hello there Internet, I'm Connor from the Guild of Awesome, and today I'm going to show you all of the quests in the House Telvanni questline in Morrowind. As with the previous two videos, there are 3 great houses in Morrowind, and you can only join one per playthrough. You can use glitches and console commands to get into all 3 houses, but eventually the quests will conflict with each other, and it will become a nightmare to manage. So for these great house videos, I will treat them like you're playing on separate saves. The Telvanni are quite different from the previous 2 houses, as the house focuses heavily on magic. Its members are borderline insane, or they are so snobbish it's honestly hard to imagine how this house even functions. The quests that we will be doing are quite varied, and there will be a few interesting catches and tricks to some of them. For the first time we won't need to get Mark and Recall, as we can get the spells as a reward for our first quest. We will however need a Levitate spell, so head into the Balmora Mages Guild and speak to Mudan-Mul to get a Levitate spell. To join the House Telvanni, take some boats or Mages teleport to Sedith Mora, and then on the northwest side of town we can find the council chambers. Speak with Felissa Ullison to join. She will also have 2 quests for you. Her first one is to deliver some clothes to Thorana in Tel Brenora. The catch here is that Thorana is insane. So take a boat over to Tel Brenora and head up to the top of the tower. Save the game before speaking to Thorana, as we have 2 options. Thorana will not take the skirt as she believes it is cursed, and then she asks you to wear it to prove otherwise. The worst option here is to make her Khajiit slave wear the skirt. Thorana will then kill the Khajiit for wearing her clothes.
No escape. Its scent is
The alternative is to wear the skirt yourself, in which case Thorana will attack you for wearing her clothes. Don't fight back, just run back to Felissa to complete the quest. As an extra reward for the quest, you can ask Felissa to teach you the Mark and Recall spell. If you don't know, these spells are super useful. Mark will mark a spot on the map, and then Recall will teleport you back to that point. So use Mark at a quest giver, and then once you're done with their quest, you can recall straight back to them. For the next quest, we are asked to stop a slave rebellion at the Mudan-Mul Egg Mine. The mine is a short walk north of Tel Brenora. Save once inside, as we have 2 options. The bad outcome is to just kill everybody inside the mine. There can't be a slave rebellion if there are no slaves. The good outcome is to free them all. In the Queen's Lair we can find the slave key in the chest. Free all the slaves inside, and again, technically there's no slave rebellion if there are no slaves. Our next quest giver is Raven O'Main. Her first quest is to get 5 pieces of Muck. Head to the alchemist store in town and buy the Muck. Also buy 1 piece of Daedra Skin and 5 bars of Sload Soap. Once you hand the Muck over, she will offer to teach you a Cure Disease spell. Her next quest is to find the Black Jinx ring. You are only told it's somewhere here in Sedith Mora. Asking around town and you'll be told that it's in the hands of the Morag Tong. Head into their guild in the town and speak with Alvin Salas. Raise his disposition to above 60 and he will agree to duel you for the ring. Killing him is fine, but you can spare him by knocking him out with your fists. Once you have the ring, deliver it back to complete the quest. Our next quest giver is Malum Rylon. We may have done his quest as part of the main questline video, as completing that will make Malum disappear from the game. His first quest is to ask 3 questions to Baladas in Genesis. Head on over and enter the tower in town. Head to the top and don't kill the Daedra as they belong to Baladas. The funny thing here is that you can just ask the 3 questions, and even if he refuses to answer you, you still complete the quest, as your goal is to just ask the questions. If you boost his disposition to above 80, then he will actually answer the questions, and you get an extra reward when you head back to Malum. For our next quest, we are asked to get Dwemer Scarab schematics from Nchuleft. Take a boat to Voss and head west to find the ruin. Once inside the ruin, the schematics are on a shelf to the left. Take the plans back to complete the quest. Our next quest giver is Ara Uvalas. Her first quest is to give her the 5 Sload Soap bars we bought before. As a reminder, you can buy them from the alchemist in town. Her next quest is to get a Staff of the Silver Dawn, and says someone at the Mages Guild has one. Head on over to the Mages Guild in town and speak with Auriel. You can buy the staff from her for 300 gold, then take it back to complete the quest.
Yes.
Our next quest giver is Gallas Mefandis. His first quest is to deliver a letter to Devire Fur at his tower, southwest of Sadith Mora. Head on over, and once inside, head up the stairs and levitate to the top. Once you find Devire, hand the letter over and then recall back. Our next quest is to get 3 potions of Cure Blight Disease, and deliver them to Andal in Voss. You can buy the potions from the alchemist in town, or you can get them for free if you boost her disposition to above 90. Then just take a boat over to Voss and hand the potions over. Gallas' final quest is to deliver the Daedra Skin to Auriel in Voss. Take a boat over and levitate to the top of the tower to find Auriel. Hand the Daedra Skin over to complete the quest. Now head back to Sadith Mora for our next quest giver. Enter Tel Naga, that's the big tower in town, and then once inside, levitate to the top and speak with Nchuleft for our next quest. We are asked to get the robe of the Drake's Pride. The robe is in the possession of Senisi Findo in Tel Arun. Use the mark spell before setting off, and then take a boat to Tel Arun. Head into the tower, and then either taunt/frenzy her into attacking you. Kill her after she hits you once, and then recall back.
What is this about? Now you try!
This is the only quest that Nchuleft has, but before we move on, head downstairs to find Beren Gaval, taunt him into attacking you, and then kill him and grab the Amulet of Flesh made whole from his body. Also take the key to Tel Naga, as we'll need this for a quest later on.
No one can challenge me.
Let's deliver this to our next quest giver. Head to Tel Morra for Mistress Draffa's only quest. Keep it in mind that she is sexist and will treat male characters like animals, but you should still be able to get her quest regardless. Her only quest is to get the Amulet of Flesh Made Whole, so we can just hand it over.
There's someone watching me. I can tell.
Rank up to Lawman and then we can get our next quest. Now head back to Voss and speak to Arjon. He'll ask you to convince Baladas and Ginnesis to join the Telvanni Council. We will need 3 books in order to convince Baladas, so let's get them before heading over to him. Start off by going to Balmora and head into the bookstore. Buy Nuchenak's Fire and Faith and the Chronicles of Nchuleft. Then stride to Vivek and head into the Foreign Quarter Wasteworks. Then head into Jobash's Rare Books and buy Ancestors of Dwemer Lore. Now travel to Ginnesis, and our next quest giver will be Baladas. For his first quest, all we need to do is hand the 3 books over.
May you find me worthy of your attention.
Now we can recall back to Arjon to complete his quest. This will also rank you up to Mouth. As a reward for this quest you get a silver star. Keep this on you for later.
How do you do?
Now we'll take Arjon's next quest, which is to cure a Qualma Queen in the Mudan-Mul Egg Mine. He will even give you a Cure Blight spell. The mine is just slightly west of Voss. Head inside and kill the Queen, then recall back. The next quest is more of a requirement check, as we are asked to learn some spells before we can proceed. Levitate, Recall, and a fire damage spell. You should already have Levitate and Recall, and odds are you start the game with a fire spell, but if you do need a fire spell, head back to Sedith Morra and buy one from the sorcerer in town. Recall back to Arjon when you have the spells to complete the quest.
May you find me worthy of your attention.
Our next quest is to stop House Halu from killing Milan Faram, a fellow Telvanni member at Odirniran. Take some boats over to Mollagmar and head east. Once inside, kill all of the House Telvanni members, but keep the prisoner Vidalia alive. Once Millen is saved, speak to him before recalling back. Aurion's next quest is to release the monopoly that the Mages Guild has on magic services used in Morrowind. The plan is to team up with House Redoran in order to overrule the Mages Guild. For a bit of irony, mages teleport to Aldrune and then head into the Serefi Manor. Speak with Athen and boost his disposition to above 50 for him to agree to help you. He'll also help you convince the other councillors, unlocking the topic Appeal to Fairness. You'll need to boost each of their disposition to above 40, and then use the topic Appeal to Fairness in order for them to agree. The first will be Hilaran Ramaran, in the Ramaran Manor. Then Garissa Leferi, in the Leferi Manor.
Go ahead, Outlander. What do you need?
And then Barrow Morvain in the Council Chambers.
What do you need?
Then finally Minor Arabar in the Arabar Manor. Recall back to Aurion to complete the quest.
Find me worthy of your attention.
Aurion's next quest is to save another Telvanni member under siege. This time it's House Redoran attacking Faves in his base in Shishi. Soul stride to Morgan and head north to find the base. Once inside, kill all the hostile Redoran members. You'll notice Faves is nowhere to be seen. At the very top of the base, we can find an interactable skull on a table. Touch it to reveal a secret bunker downstairs.
May you find me worthy of your attention.
Before you head back, head north to Bafungmuz, and inside we can find the ghost of a Dwemer. On his ghost corpse you can find an enchanter's ring. We'll need this for a quest we'll do in a second. For now, recall back to Aurion to complete his quest.
May you find me worthy of your attention.
Now let's head back to Genesis for Baladas. Hand the ring over we just got to complete his quest. For our next quest we'll go back to Crazy Farana in Tal Benora. She'll ask you to get the famous Auriel's bow. Well, specifically, she wants a bow that smells of ash yams. Fast travel to Ardrun and head east to Ghostgate. Enter the Tower of the Dawn, and at the top we can find Raylan, who currently has the bow. Taunt him into attacking you and then take the bow off his body. Farana, being batshit crazy, actually hates ash yams, and will give you a reward so that you leave her alone. Now let's build our stronghold. Head all the way down to the very bottom of the Telvanni Council Chambers to find Lunella Halaran. She'll start the Stronghold questline. We'll need to get a construction contract from Duke Vedum in Ebonheart, and we'll need to get 2 soul gems with strong souls stored inside. We're going to have to farm the 2 strong souls, if you don't have them already. Upstairs, buy the Summon Storm Atronach from Nelso. Head to the Mages Guild in town and buy a Soul Trap spell if you don't have one. Then head outside their room and summon the Storm Atronach, Soul Trap it, and then kill it. Be aware that if you have Azura's Star, then I recommend dropping it on the ground now, as we don't want to hand Azura's Star in to complete the quest. Now take some boats over to Ebonheart and enter the Grand Chambers. Upstairs we can find Duke Vedum. He will give you the construction contract if you promise to protect the people of Morrowind. You don't actually have to do anything, just make the promise. When you have the contract and 2 full strong soul gems, head back to Linelia and hand them over, then wait for 5 days to get a journal entry. Speak with Linelia again and she'll ask you to check on the growth of your stronghold. Head southwest to Urvis Grave to see the sprout of your new tower. Speak to the Orc to get an update, but don't head back yet. Instead, head west to a ruin called Mizanchend. Inside we can find a schematic on a shelf. We will need this for the next stage. Now head south to Galandeus. This is a vampire base, so save before entering. Head to the top of the base, and on the desk next to the vampire leader, Raxiberni, there'll be a book. Grab this book for the final quest. Recall back and wait another 5 days for a journal update. Then we can proceed onto the second stage. We'll need to pay 5,000 gold, and hand over the schematics we just got from the ruin. Then wait 5 days again and the second stage will be completed.
Honor to meet you.
We will leave the final stage for the final quest. Head back to Orion and rank up to Wizard. In order to advance further in the ranks, we need to recruit a mouth for ourselves. Asking other Telvanni members will point you to Fast Eddie in Balmora. Head on over to Balmora, and Fast Eddie's house is on the northwest side of the river. He will join you, and in return, you give him the silver staff that Orion gave you before.
May you find me worthy of your attention.
Now be careful when handing this quest back into Orion. Save before doing so, as clicking on the mouth prompt in his greeting crashed my game several times. Instead, when I selected it from the topic list, that seemed to work and my game didn't crash. Now head back to the council chambers in Sadith Mora, where Fast Eddie will now be living. Now for a slight twist, we will actually be sending Eddie on quests on our behalf. His first quest is to get him the key to Tel Naga in order for him to steal a ring for you. We got the key to Tel Naga a while ago, so you can just hand it over. Wait outside the room for 5 days to get a general update, and then Eddie should be back with the Ring of Equity. For his next quest, he will offer to steal the Amulet of Unity for you, but he needs 5 standard invisibility potions. We can buy 1 potion from Arangar from the stalls outside the council chambers. We can buy 1 potion from Aniseloth further up the road. We just teleport to Balmora and buy 1 potion from Ajira. At the Balmora Alchemist you can buy another potion. We just teleport to Aldrune and buy the last potion from Anarennan. Take the potions back to Eddie and then wait outside the room for 4 days for a journal update. Then talk to Eddie to get the amulet.
Probably nothing.
Now head back to Orion. His next quest will be to kill a Hlaalu member who's built a stronghold without permission. Mages teleport to Balmora and head south to find the stronghold. Head inside and kill Raynasa Rethan at the top. For the next quest, we are asked to kill a House Telvanni member who has also built a stronghold without permission. Mages teleport to Aldrune and head northwest to find the stronghold. Head inside and kill Banden Indarys. Now recall back to complete the quest. Now for the final quest. We do still have to finish our Stronghold, but this is the last quest for House Telvanni. We have a choice in how we want to proceed. Ask to be promoted, and you get a choice between killing the current Archmagister, Gothren, and taking his spot, or you can let him live and just become a master in the house. If you want to become the Archmagister, head to Tel'at Run and head to the top of the tower to find Gothren and his 2 Daedra guards. This is going to be a very tough fight, so save before moving on, and then taunt Gothren into attacking you. His 2 guards will still attack you, so kill all 3 of them. With Gothren dead, recall back to Orion to become the new Archmagister.
Worthy of your attention.
Now let's finish our Stronghold. Head back to Hlaran to be told you need guards to protect your land, and suggest you find a way to control Dwemer machines. All we need to do is hand the book over we got from Galandeus, then wait for 5 days.
To begin, it is such an honor to meet you.
Once you get the journal entry, speak to Hlaran to complete your Stronghold. Now you can head back to see your awesome Telvanni tower. So that's all of the great houses done now. The next video should be covering the Morag Tong, unless I find any issues. Thank you for watching and stay awesome.